Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh, Ya Maulana Shaykh.
Wa alaikum salam wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
After your beautiful and powerful sohbats, we experience them as if being tested. For example, we began having dreams when we didn't dream much before your talk. How do the Shaykh's talks manifest in our lives?
The same one whom is speaking, the same one whom calling people, it's from the same source. So the information given is to the audience that was meant to hear it. As a result, it's on the curriculum that whom Allah is guiding to listen and guiding the one to speak, it's because these things are coming. So as a result of Allah's guidance is to protect them through the fitna of Dajjal. That's why we said the guidance is only from Allah, whom He guides He guides, and whom He gives the light He gives the light, and whom He doesn't guide there is no guidance and there is no light. So this type of teaching people might say, what is the necessity of this when we could be talking about wudu? Why to talk about this? Because they don't understand the deception of Dajjal this is it. When people start having this lucid dreams and crazy dreams and dreams of fitna, dreams that call them to the Dajjal, dreams that call them to other religions so that they can be punished, it's not a joke. People wake up and this is the hadith that Prophet described, they'll believe at night and wake up in disbelief. Or if they disbelieve and then they'll wake in belief. But the majority will believe and wake in disbelief because at night time they may have a dream where somebody comes and says, he's Jesus and come follow me. And that's impossible because the brotherhood of the Prophets and the reality of the Prophets, they don't lie. So if you believe this teaching that Sayyidina Muhammad is the last of Prophets, means the last nation, they're the only ones with the valid passport. Any other Prophet would come to tell you, you must accept Sayyidina Muhammad. And those whom have had real guidance, these are their experience. That Sayyidina Isa ibn Maryam comes and says, you must accept Sayyidina Muhammad. So nobody from the world of truth comes to the world of form and lies.
As-salamu alaykum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. This is Shaykh Nurjan. Thank you for watching the video that you're watching. Inshallah, if you're happy with the content and happy with these programs, please support the button below, the programs that we have for our orphanage repairs, our water well, Give the Gift of Life, our mobile food vans. We have now 5 vans: Vancouver, Chicago, Los Angeles, Pakistan. There's many programs that reach thousands of people and rescue foods and give those supplies to people in need. Your support is greatly appreciated. Also, be so kind as to leave loving comments and please share the stream. Every bit counts. As-salamu alaykum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
Except one whom is a deceiver, and you always follow the last, not the first. If Sayyidina Adam came and told you in a dream, you must follow me, that's a lie. Why would you follow the first one when you have to follow the last one? Because the last one has all of the information, all of the teachings, all of the updated realities. You take the first phone made or you take your latest phone which is continuously being updated. So it means in the world of light there's a truth, there's a way, there's an adab. The deceit and deception will be immense everywhere. Where people claiming on social media they see their predictions, giving this, giving that prediction, because again the Western audience doesn't understand jinn. The jinn have a certain level of understanding of events that are coming. because of their movement in time and space. So they can move to certain understandings and see a little bit of what's coming but not accurate. And they keep speaking through a person and that person starts to give predictions and all sorts of things, and people start saying, oh, this is a prophet. Astaghfirullah. Why? Because he talks from the jinn? He's not a prophet. There's no prophet after Sayyidina Muhammad, but they think this is prophecy. It's not prophecy. This is the Western audience being fooled by jinn. So there's a race of creatures that you're not familiar with, and they give you information about the future like fortune tellers, about the past, and it's not correct information, may have a little bit of information in it because they look on a horizon, the jinn, and they think they see things that are coming, but they don't happen that way. So you see that their information not factual, it's just like hypothesis, but this is the danger. So this world of deception, the events of deceiving people, that's what it means to be in the time of deception, is that everything will be deceiving. And that's why the believer runs to the presence of Sayyidina Muhammad and how to open these realities and open these understandings. Even in the levels, I think we wanted to talk something but it didn't come tonight, it's in the levels of wudu, because they love wudu, they love to talk about wudu. But we said before that there's a sharia understanding, the tariqah, the path, the haqqaiq, the Muhammadan reality, the haqqaiqs, and all of the immense realities in every subject. And sharia is only the beginning. So sharia is not that you've accomplished, you've merely set out on a path of divine realities and divine understanding. Only within the sharia every other knowledge can open. So this tariqah knowledge opens only on top of the sharia. So it's not something separate, it's a higher level of knowledge. So then people have to ask themselves about the reality of wudu. So you accompany a shaykh and say that, in the wudu, what's the secret of wudu? Is the hands. So why Allah has us rubbing hands? And what's the importance of hands? Hands have power. If they're gonna fight and you want to fight, your hands have to have power. Hands have rahmah and healing. So something has to open from the hand to heal. Hands have the conveyance of knowledge. If you're going to convey knowledges, alam bil qalam, it must be from the hand. So at the much higher levels of wudu is the haqqaiq of the hand. So then why in the wudu Allah has us rubbing our hand? Because the hands are encoded and they represent yadullah. That's why we said before in other talks, there's no Islam if you don't have bayat. This was never the case. Now bayat different for tariqah people, but Islam was based on bayat. Why? Because you had to take the hand of a guide. If it was a companion then we called them tabi'een, those whom followed the companions, tabi'een, and those who followed then followed the followers of the holy companions. You had to have taken their hand. And initiation, you have to be initiated into Islam. Why? Because innal ladhina yubayyunaka yubayyun Allah. Allah has in Surat Al-Fath, the 48th surah, the verse of the bay'ah. And that when you put your hand to the hand of Prophet what happened? Allah is putting a seal upon you and saying, my hand is upon your hand. So the reality of the hand is what's happening with the wudu. but you don't know that and they don't know that. The purpose of the wudu was to activate the hand. And why the hand? Because we're trying to reach to the hand of Prophet, to the hand of Allah, so that Allah's hand be upon our hand. And that's atiya Allah, atiya Rasul, ulul amri minkum. And that you must find a ulul amr and you must put your hand onto their hand and their hand to the hand of Prophet and to the hand of Allah Izzati wa Jalalihi. And only then with Allah's hand upon your hand you can now begin to activate your wudu and activate everything that we described. Those hands have to have power to fight, those hands have to have the power for knowledge, those hands have to have the power for guidance, healing. Everything that the hand does has to be activated. If activated, then we have our surahs that we recite and our awrad and our etiquette. In Surah Al-Mulk, Tabarakalladhi biyadihi mulk, blessed be the hands who are in my sovereignty. Tabarakalladhi biyadihi mulk, blessed be those hands that are in my sovereignty, the sovereignness of God, the mulk, the kingdom. And if they accomplish higher and higher states, Surah Yasin gives them address from the heart of Prophet Subhanalladhi biyadihi mulku huwa kulli shay. Allah's giving His subhan. We've talked many times but I don't think people meditate on it. Allah's giving, glory be to those hands. Allah's giving, Subhanalladhi biyadihi wa kulli shay. And that hand encompasses and has power over everything. Because Allah's hand is on it, of course Allah will give it everything. He's not saying those hands, He's saying these blessed hands whom achieved their bayat and they activated the reality, innal ladhina yubayyi'unaka yubayyi'una Allah yadallahi fawqa aydihim. And don't break it to the detriment of your soul, because not the hand that you can pull away from. You can't pull away from Allah's hand, you can't pull away from Prophet's hand, and you shouldn't pull away from the ulul amr, otherwise despair comes into the life of servants. But the one whom achieves these realities of their hand, these are now the ayahs that are showing, blessed and glory be to these hands, that these hands are now activated. So how then they activate them is that Allah has us rubbing the hands. Why in wudu you're rubbing? Before you did anything else, Sharia level they say your hands are dirty, so you have to take the najis and dirtiness off. Okay, well you got passed through that, what's the haqqaiq of rubbing your hands? These are coded. It's all codes on the hands. Allah has these lines. You think that the one whom designs, He designs and wastes time? Everything has a reason. Where Allah put on the left hand this upside down triangle with a line, Arabic that's 81, left hand. Right hand a line upside down triangle, right hand 18. What's Ismullah and Isma Rasul on these hands? And 18 and 81 becomes 99, and the 99 names of Allah addresses the servant. But you need to know the name of Allah, and the key for every name of Allah is a key from Sayyidina Muhammad, must be in the name of Prophet to open the names of Allah. Then you have 5 fingers and 3 lines on each finger, each hand 15, and 15 is the full moon. So each has its potential of its own light, full light. 4 companions and 1 Sayyidina Muhammad. 4 Ahlul Bayt and 1 Sayyidina Muhammad and 2 moons. So without Ali, Fatima, Hassan, Hussein and Sayyidina Muhammad you're missing a moon, you're missing a light. And without Sayyidina, what do we have, Sayyidina Omar, Sayyidina Uthman, Sayyidina Omar, Sayyidina Abu Bakr as-Siddiq, Sayyidina Ali, Sayyidina Muhammad. From the pinky is the knowledge of Sayyidina Uthman, the allegiance of Sayyidina Umar Farooq as-Salam, the beatific nature of Sayyidina Abu Bakr as-Siddiq, which is the tallest of the fingers, the one whom achieved immense realities, and the one closest to the thumb of Imam Ali salam of the family and reaching to Prophet means everything on us is coded. That what are these realities, what is the love of these holy companions and the reality of Prophet. He's like a finger but very unique in his identities. So the Muhammadan haqqaiq with the Khalifas, the Muhammadan haqqaiq with the Ahlul Bayt. So once we activate and we're rubbing and opening all these realities, and then we're putting these realities on top and then again rubbing and activating more realities. So Allah has us activating. The purpose of wudu is obvious, to take dirt away before you pray, but once you got the dirt off, why do you keep having to make wudu all the time? Because only through the water we're activating. Once we activate, then now what Allah wants us to do, because it has to be activated with light. How are you going to bring the breath of a Divine without it being from light? Means they have to have activated their reality. Then every time they wash, Allah sending light into their breath. Every time they put into their mouth, Allah sending light into their mouth. Every time they wash their ears, Allah unlocking the locks of shaitan, because the soul moves from the ears. The movement of the soul is when the lock is off the ear, because they hear samina wa ata'na means their souls are moving with the command. They hear the salawats, they immediately can move into Divinely Presence, but has to have from activated hands. Then Allah has us washing and then putting nur upon our face, filling our eyes and our face with these lights and these secrets and these codes. Then empowering the hand, means everywhere Allah is asking us is to open these lights and these realities. So how you going to open your hand to be in the way of Allah with knowledge, with struggle, with everything to support the way of Allah is these lights have to be activated upon the servant. And then washing your feet. Allah doesn't only need clean feet for salah, but you wanted to have the qadam as-siddiq, the way of Prophet qadam al-haq, and we're trying to inherit from the qadam as-siddiq and to be muqaddam, those whom are on the footsteps of reality. So then Allah has us washing the feet. It's not the water that's doing that, but the servant that activated their realities. This through the activation of their heart, this with the bayah that they've completed, this with the tafakkur and contemplation, studying the haqqaiqs from the shaykhs, they become encrypted and they're opening all their encryptions. And every time they're making wudu, every time they're washing, Allah is dressing everything. It's not a function of taking dirtiness off. This is a function of bringing immense haqqaiqs and lights, and that's why they wash often. They don't keep themselves dirty and wash only for salah, because at every moment when they're washing they're being dressed by all of these realities. They're understanding their realities when they're rubbing their hands, and they understand that Allah, Ya Rabbi make me to be purified and mutahhireen, those whom are washed and cleansed, but with its immense realities. And as a result, tabarakalladhi, Allah giving them, blessed are their hands, whom they hold the sovereignty of the heavens. And glory be to the hands that understood that reality and they hold the mulk in kulli shay, that is all encompassing their authority. Because Allah dressing. Why? From the hand of Prophet is on their hand, and Yadullah, Allah's hand is upon their hand. So of course then Allah's giving His own subhan to His own authority. Because my hand is on their hand, glory be to that hand. Then Allah describes, and it was not them who threw, we threw. So again verses throughout Qur'an of what these hands do. And a hand from their right hand it moves light, and on the Day of Judgment people will see the light moving from their hands and ask, who are these people? These are the people of Yadullah whom they achieve the hand of Allah that dresses them. Means these are the haqqaiqs of the world of light for wudu. Wudu is not something you just do, take dirtiness off, and there's some people come to us, "Shaykh, I have a shower, do I need to do wudu all the time?" So no, some people don't even understand that when you're in ghusl you need ghusl. After junub you have to make wudu before the ghusl, because you don't achieve those realities in the ghusl because there's no rubbing in your ghusl. You actually have to make your wudu ahead of time to activate your secrets, be clean and then make your ghusl. This is the haqqaiqs of these realities. So a nation that focuses only on the external, well they kind of lost everything. So they think, go to the gym and train for this and train for that and physically do this and physically do that and be mean and yell and show you're tough, but yet you didn't know how to open your hands. And with those realities that Allah opens, they touch a pen and knowledges are flowing from their heart. When those realities dress upon the hand, they touch people and healing comes to them. With those hands, if they touch their sword, illuminated lights come from them. Means everything is based on that reality. And if you take the hand of that servant, you have taken the hand of Prophet and you have taken the hand of Allah. And is the way into the heavenly kingdom, and shaitan stopped the practice of bayat and people are not even understanding what is bayat. And all of it starts with bayat, so that to activate your wudu, so that to activate all your senses and everywhere Allah's asking you to wash. These are the haqqaiqs of washing and wudu. Subhana rabbika rabbil izzati amma yasifoon wa salaamun al mursaleen walhamdulillahi rabbil alameen. Bi hurmati Muhammad al-Mustafa bi siri Surat al-Fatiha. Ya Sayyidi Kareem, Ameen. InshaAllah we'll Baniyat Khatm Khawjagan.
As-salamu alaykum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. This is Shaykh Nurjan. Thank you for watching the video that you're watching. Inshallah, if you're happy with the content and happy with these programs, please support the button below, the programs that we have for our orphanage repairs, our water well, Give the Gift of Life, our mobile food vans. We have now 5 vans: Vancouver, Chicago, Los Angeles, Pakistan. There's many programs that reach thousands of people and rescue foods and give those supplies to people in need. Your support is greatly appreciated. Also, be so kind as to leave loving comments and please share the stream. Every bit counts. As-salamu alaykum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.